Hello dear students. In earlier lecture, we discussed about mean as a measure of central tendency, and before that we discussed about what is central tendency and overall the concept of central tendency, different types of central tendency. In the earlier lecture we discussed about mean as a central tendency. In this lecture, we will see mode and median as a central tendency. So, these are the measure of central tendency we discussed earlier. We will not going to discuss it again. Then we discussed mean. What is mean? It is nothing but the arithmetic average. Then different advantages and disadvantages of the mean. Then how to find the mean. We have learned this formula, that is summation of x upon n, by which we can calculate the mean. Then we learn this solved example, and I have given you the different examples for practice. After solving this example, you can send it to my WhatsApp, or you can again send it to me on our Google Classroom. Okay. So next central tendency is your mode. Okay, is your mode. So what is mode? Mode is again a type of central tendency. Just like as a mean, mode is also a measure of central tendency which represents a particular data set. Okay. So what is mode? Mode is defined as it is a value of a data set which occurs most frequently. This word should be remembered, most and frequently. This is all the essence of that mode lies in this word, most frequently. Mode is any value which occurs most frequently, continuously. Okay, most frequent value of a data set is called as a mode. So it can also be defined as a highly repetitive value. A highly repetitive value of a data set is called as a mode. Simply, it can also be called as a positional average. Here we don't have to take arithmetic average as we took in mean, in calculation of mean. Here just what we have to study, we have to just find out the highly repetitive value or most frequent value of a data set. Okay. Here sometimes a data set may have more than one mode, means more than one mode is also possible if there are two values which are highly repetitive or they are repeated in same number. Then at that time you will get two different modes for the same data set. So it may be possible that a data set can have more than one mode, okay, or it cannot have any mode, because if all the value are in single number, then it is not possible to calculate the mode. Okay. So if we will take example, all the things will get clear to you. Okay. Now what are different advantages and disadvantages of the mode? What are different advantages and disadvantages? Now first we will see advantages. It is the only measure of central tendency that can be used for data measured in small scale. Okay, for a data in small case, it is the only measure. We can only use mode for a small scale data. Second thing, it can be calculated very easily. merely by observation you can calculate or you can tell which is the mode in given data set, merely by observation. So it is very simple to find out the mode. Okay, so what are the different disadvantages of the mode? It is not used in statistical analysis much often. Usually it is not used because it is not algebraically defined. Mean is algebraically defined in that we just take an average of that and we calculate the mean, but here only by observation you can tell which is mode. So it is not algebraically defined, therefore it is not used more often in statistical analysis. Variation in the frequency of observation is more when the sample size is small. Okay, so if you have given very small sample size, in that case mode tends to vary too much. Okay, so these are different disadvantages. So we'll find how we're going to find the mode for a given data set. Okay, so here you have given an example. Here is a data set. Again, which type of data set is this? It is a ungrouped type of data set because there is no any frequency and table is not given, therefore it is a ungrouped type of data set. Okay, ungrouped. Okay, so it is very simple type of data set or observations. Here you have given an example for which you have to calculate the mode. So how we are going to calculate it? As we observe the above data set, we will notice that if we see these three value, if you observe these three here, 3 here and 3 here, how many times the 3 has appeared? How many times the 3 has appeared? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has appeared 4 times. It has appeared 4 times, and rest of the values, if we observe say 12, 1, 2, 3, 12 has occurred 3 times. But maximum time which value has occurred? The value which has occurred a maximum time, that is 4 times, it is the 3. So the mode for a given example is 3. Very simple, because in definition we learned that what is mode? Mode is any value which occurs most frequently, or it is the highly repetitive value. So in that fashion mode can be defined. Okay, so here you have given different types of examples for practice. You can solve it, you upload it, you can send it to me on my WhatsApp number, or you can also submit it on my Google Classroom. Okay, so these are the examples for your practice. You solve it and send it to me. Okay, so that is about mode. Last measure of central tendency is your median. It is also very simple. What is median? Median is nothing but, as its name suggests, median. Median means middle. Median is a middle value of the data set. It is the middle value of a data set. When the data set is ordered either in ascending or descending order. Okay, it is a process by which we arrange the data. So what is median? Median is the middle value, central value or a middle value of a data set when we properly arrange the data either in ascending order or in descending order, with the value which is in the middle, that becomes median. In another way it can be defined as, it is the central value of ordered distribution. It is also a proper definition. It is the central value of ordered distribution. Okay, it is also positional average like the mode, which does not take into the into all values. Okay, in mean we take all values into consideration, but in mode and median we don't take all values into consideration. Mode simply being the highly repetitive value and middle simply being the central value. We simply ignore other values. Okay, so this is about median. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of median? Advantage, if we see advantage, it is very easy to calculate. Again, very simple. Merely by observation you can tell what is which is your median, and very easy to understand. It is not changed by outliers. Outliers means what? Extreme values. Okay, it is not changed by outliers or extreme values. When we take example, I will explain this point again to you. Okay, means it is only a central value or a middle value. What is given to its left side or what is given to its right side, it doesn't matter. Just we have to focus it on the middle value, that is your median. So what are the different disadvantages? It does not take into account the exact value of each observation that I told you earlier, and therefore it does not use all information existing in a data set. So it only concentrates on the middle value, therefore it doesn't take into consideration all the other value. That is one disadvantage. It is not suitable for a further mathematical calculations because of its it is only a positional average. It doesn't take into all values into consideration, therefore it is not suitable in any mathematical, not used in many statistical tests. How to find median? Simple way. To find it, order the data from smallest to largest, that is in ascending order, and find odd number of, if just we have to arrange the data set in ascending order. The data set may be having odd number or maybe having even number. For odd number, if there are 9 data set given, they are given in random fashion, you have to just orderly arrange it, and the fifth value, that is your middle value, is your median. For even number of data set, what you have to do? You have to just sum of two middle values. For example, if there is a 10 values, you have to sum of 5th and 6th value, and you have to take the average of it. 5.5th value will be your median. So how for odd number of data set, how you calculate? For here it is given this value. You have to first arrange the data set in ascending order. Okay, by observing data set, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we see there are 9, so 5th number will be your median. It is the middle value. It doesn't take into consideration this value. Simply we have to just arrange it in the ascending order. This data set is first arranged in the ascending order, and simply the middle value becomes your median. Okay, so median is 11. Okay, for odd number, even number of data set, here the data set given 10 numbers, I think. Sorry, there are 10 observations. Okay, so you have to first arrange it in the ascending order. It becomes like this. So there are 10 observations. So you have to take sum of what? 5th and 6th. Okay, 5th and 6th. Sum of two middle values, 13 plus 15 upon 2, that is 14. 13 plus 28 upon 2 means 14. For this, median becomes 14. Okay, in this fashion, for odd number of data set and for even number of data set, the calculation is somewhat different. Okay, again it is for ungrouped data set. I will make separate video for group data set with discrete series and with continuous series. Okay, these are the examples for your practice. Again, you practice it very well, and if you find any difficulty, contact number or email ID is given on the first slide. You can feel free to contact me. Okay, So I hope you understood all this type of central tendencies, that is mean, mode, median. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you very much.